big game is in Las Vegas this year. Catch the big game poolside at Stadium Swim at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. A massive 143-foot screen, booming game sound, plus view the pyrotechnics and visual effects throughout the game. Grab the best seat in the sun with day beds, poolside boxes, cabanas, and more. Stadium Swim's big game viewing party, February 11th, only at Circa Resort and Casino. Space is going fast. Reserve your spot today at circalasvegas.com.
Coming up, real sector activities record mixed performance as labor demand falls. We will hear from a report by the Bank of Ghana. Also, US-based Ghanaian economist calls for legislation to cap borrowing by successive governments to avoid debt crisis. And governments set up to process or press ahead with decision to move all accounts to Bank of Ghana by the end of this year, as it highlights enormous benefits for the economy. We've got details of these and many more shortly. Grateful you could join us. I am Pius Kujobaka. Straight to our very first story. Real sector activities recorded a mixed performance in the first quarter of this year. That's according to data from the Bank of Ghana. However, labor demand in the country fell in April this year compared to the same period last year. There is more in the following Business Desk report.
According to the Bank of Ghana, consumer spending proxied by domestic VAT collections and retail sales posted a strong positive performance in March compared with the corresponding period last year. Retail sales also increased by 44.9% to 165.20 million cedis in March this year, up from the 114.05 million cedis recorded in the same period in 2022. Furthermore, activities in the manufacturing subsector, gauged by trends in the collection of direct taxes and private sector workers' contribution to the Social Security and National Insurance Trust (SNIT) pension scheme, improved in March 2023. However, activity in the construction subsector, proxied by the volume of cement sales, declined by 29.3%. Also, international trade at the two main harbors fell. On the labor market, the number of jobs advertised in selected print and online media, which partially gauges labor demand in the economy, decreased in April 2023 relative to what was observed in the corresponding period a year ago.
A Business Desk report. Now, economist Dr. Saad Idrisu has called for legislation to regulate and cap borrowing by successive governments to avoid a debt crisis. According to the US-based lecturer, past and present governments find it easier to raise money for development by borrowing from the international capital markets instead of developing the local economy to boost domestic revenue. Based on this, he believes placing a debt ceiling will protect the country from becoming debt distressed. He spoke on the AM show.
When people go on reckless borrowing to put the whole nation in a debt crisis, they are still within the legal framework. They are not breaking any law, but the nation is suffering. So that is one of the problems Ghana has been facing, I would say, since independence. The fact that we haven't been able to put a debt limit, a debt ceiling, or a debt cap on borrowing, so that we could show that if a government comes to power, at least we are giving you 10 billion to borrow, or we are giving you, okay, whatever the total debt stock is currently, you have an advantage to borrow at least 40% of that.
Dr. Saad Idrisu is an economist. Now, the government has indicated it will press ahead with plans to migrate all accounts to the Bank of Ghana by the end of this year, despite the current pushback to the program. This is what Joy Business has picked up from persons working on this policy. There is more in the following report.
Joy Business understands this pushback is coming from some ministries, departments and agencies that have reservations about this program and how it will rather affect your operations. But government insists the benefits to the economy are enormous as it stands to improve its finances in the coming months. This because government will be in a position to appreciate all the funds at its disposal, a development that might help reduce borrowings from the central bank and free up the space for the private sector. It also believes that it will help government to honor payments to clients of these commercial banks, a development that should be beneficial to these financial institutions. It is therefore dismissing reports that implementing this program or rather hurt the commercial banks in the country. Government, in a document with the IMF, has indicated that there's hoping to fully implement this program by the end of this year. It believes that it will bring a lot more transparency in management of government's account, as well as appreciate the true financial position of the country's treasury.
George Afe with that report. Now, energy strategist Dr. Yusuf Suleimana is urging the government to throw another invitation to some oil marketing companies that have withdrawn from the Gold for Oil program. According to him, despite the shortcomings of the policy, it has helped to improve the supply of petroleum products onto the market and could be better. Speaking to Joy Business, Dr. Suleimana said more consultations must be done to refine the program.
What I urge is that as long as we want to keep on with the policy, we need to go back to the drawing table to bring these people on board, to talk to them, whatever concern that they have, we have to be able to resolve it. Because if you have lingering concerns, apart from the huge problem that we already have with some of the problem that we already have with the policy, if we have issues of consultation bridges, I think it's not going to inure to the benefit of the policy entirely. So yes, I think there have to be more consultation. If some people are backing up, they have to be able, we have to know why they are backing out, and the government or the champions of the program will have to be able to resolve that.
Energy strategist Dr. Yusuf Suleiman speaking there. More on energy. The Energy Commission is using this year's Renewable Energy Challenge to support the activities of small-scale farmers, a move that will encourage them to use renewable resources in the operations. The competition, known as the Energy Commission Senior High Schools Renewable Challenge, is expecting participating schools to come up with innovative ideas to increase production to the support and, of course, the fight against food scarcity in the country. Speaking to journalists at the launch of the 4th edition of the contest, Executive Secretary of the Energy Commission, Engineer Oscar Amunu Naiza, said the platform will be used to bridge the gap between academia and agriculture.
It's basically to promote the small-scale farmers to be able to use the indigenous resources that is around them in promoting agriculture and being able to make it a profitable venture wherever they find themselves. So we're using this platform to give the young ones the opportunity to think. We're using academia, bridging the gap between academia and technical, practical things, and making them translate that which they have studied into a practical invention which can be used in-house or in Ghana. And what we are trying to do now is to inculcate in the kids that ability of being inventors.
Engineer Oscar Amunu Naiza is the Executive Secretary of the Energy Commission. Now, businesses have been urged to embrace environmentally, social and governance principles in their operations in order to attract investors who have become sensitive to the impact of business practices on the environment. The ESG strategy is underpinned by KPMG's recognition of its responsibility to improve its impact on the world. Here is partner in internal audit risk and compliance at KPMG, Kwame Sapon Bene, explaining to Joy Business the relevance of the ESG in every organization.
For a business that adopts ESG, what we know for sure is that you become more resilient in the sense that you have a deeper understanding of your value, how you actually run your business well with proper diversity, with the ability to be responsible across your value chain. And then more importantly, you as a business will have right ways of doing work, and then overall impacts. So, for instance, for any business that adopts ESG, at the end of that period of, let's say, 6 months to a year, you will see that people in your business are acting more responsibly. Everything you're doing is well understood, and the reports that you give your stakeholders and investors are credible, and that you are respected.
Partner Internal Audit Risk and Compliance at KPMG, Kwame Sapon Bane there. Now, for your money tip on Money Lab, let's now hear from Kofi Pole, Chief Operations Officer of People's Pension Trust, as he details the Pension Act and the various tiers of contributions.
Hello, welcome to Money Lab. My name is Kofi Poli, Chief Operations Officer of People's Pension Trusts. Still, we are on our pension tidbits on Money Lab. Today, we are going to look at the pension architecture in Ghana. Tier 1 is the Basic National Pension Scheme, which is handled by the statutory body of Ghana for pensions, that is SNIT. Under this act, it says that wherever there is an employer-employee relationship, the employer will deduct 5.5% of the employee's salary and add 13% to the employee's salary. So we have 18.5%. Out of this 18.5%, 13.5% will pay to SNIT for the Basic National Pension Scheme, which is mandatory. Thank you once again for being with us. And in our next episodes, we will look at Tier 2 and Tier 3.
And that's it for the Joy Business Report. Follow us on all our social media pages, including LinkedIn. Do you receive your salary in an account that gives you more? Is your salary in the right account? No worries. We are here to help. Just open an EcoBank salary account and enjoy amazing benefits like free life insurance, which provides cover for death, permanent total disability, critical illness, hospitalization, temporal disability, and retrenchment. With the EcoBank salary account, you can enjoy the ability to save as you spend, free debit card, access to loans, and a lot more. And the best part is you stand the chance to win double your salary in the EcoBank Double Salary Promo Reloaded. So open an EcoBank salary account and enjoy all these benefits that comes with it. For inquiries on EcoBank Double Salary Promotion Reloaded and the EcoBank salary account, call EcoBank toll free on 0800 003 225. Please note, EcoBank will never call you for your Ghana card information or mobile app PIN or ask you to pay money before your account is credited as a winner in this promotion. The only call you will receive is to inform you that you have won in this promotion and your account has been credited. You are not required to pay money in this promotion to receive your prize. When in doubt, visit any of our branches. Terms and conditions apply. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. I am Pius Kojobaka. Up next is Ignition. Do enjoy.
This one, Gargantuan